Hi, you're reading with Jimmy, and this is Jimmy. We're reading William Shakespeare's Hamlet, and it's getting very interesting, isn't it? The king's decided to ship Hamlet off to England in the last scene because he's been revealed to himself in that play. Anyway, this is Act 3, Scene 4. This is the Queen's chamber, and here comes the Queen, and Polonius. Polonius. I will come straight. Look, you lay home to him. Tell him his pranks have been too broad to bear with, and that your grace hath screened and stood between much heat and him. I'll sconce me even here. Pray you, be round with him. So he's going to be, sconce means to shelter. He's going to be hiding behind a screen or a curtain. And he wants Hamlet's mother to talk to him, because Polonius, remember, told the king he's going to listen very carefully and then report back to him, because Polonius still thinks that it's Ophelia behind Hamlet's quote unquote madness. Hamlet from within means offstage. Mother, mother, mother. Queen, I'll warrant you, fear me not. Withdraw, I hear him coming. Polonius hides behind the arras, the curtain. Here comes Hamlet. Enter Hamlet. Now, mother, what's the matter? Queen, Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended. Hamlet, mother, you have my father much offended. Queen, come, come. You answer with an idle tongue. Hamlet, go, go. You question with a wicked tongue. Remember what I told you about fencing with words? He does this with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. He does this with the players. He does this all the time. He's word fencing or fencing. Queen, why, how now, Hamlet? Hamlet, what's the matter now? Queen, have you forgotten me? No, by the rood, not so. Rood means a rood is a cross known as a tribunal cross. Is a cross, crucifix, especially a large one, okay? Triumphal cross. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife. And would it were not so, you are my mother. Queen, nay then, I'll set those to you that can speak. Hamlet, come, come, sit down. You shall not budge. You go not until I set you up a glass, where you may see the inmost part of you. Queen, what will you do? Thou wilt not murder me? Help! Help! Ho! Polonius behind. What? Ho! Help! 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 Hamlet drawing his sword. How now, a rat? Dead for a ducat. Dead! Makes a pass through the arras, stabs through the curtain. Polonius behind. Oh, I am slain! Falls and dies. Queen, oh me, what hast thou done? Hamlet, nay, I know not. Is it the king? Queen, what a rash and bloody deed this is. Hamlet, bloody deed? Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother. Kill a king? Aye, lady, that was my word. They lift up the curtain and they finally see it's Polonius. Hamlet, thou wretched, rash, intruding fool, farewell. I took thee for thy better. Take thy fortune. Thou findest to be too so busy in some danger. Leave, wringing of your hands peace. Sit you down, and let me wring your heart, for so I shall it be made of penetrable stuff. If damned custom have not brazened it so, that is its proof and bulwark against sense. Queen, what have I done that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me? So remember now, they just realize it's Polonius, and now the queen's. What have I done that you're injuring me with your words, and you're acting like this crazy guy, right? Hamlet goes, such an act that brings the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite, takes off the rose from the fair forehead of an innocent love and sets a blister there, makes marriage vows as false as dicer's oaths, or such a deed as from the body of contraction plucks thy very soul, and sweet religion makes a rhapsody of words. Heaven's face doth glow, yea, this solidarity and compound mass, solidity and compound mass with heated visage as against the doom is thought sick at the act. Pardon my mispronunciation sometimes. It's 400-year-old words, right? Queen, I, me, what act that roars so loud and thunders in the index? Look here upon this picture and on this. What's Hamlet doing? He's showing her a picture. The counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See? See what grace was seated on his brow, on this brow? Hyperion's curls and front of love himself, an eye like Mars, to threaten and command, and a station like the herald Mercury, new lighted on heaven-kissing hill, a combination of form and deed, where every god did seem to set his seal, to give the world assurance of a man. This was your husband. He's talking about his father, of course. But look you now, what follows. Here is your husband, like a mildewed ear, blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? Could you on this fair mountain leave to feed and batten on this moor? Have you eyes? You cannot call it love. For at your age, the heyday in your blood is tame. It's humble and it waits for judgment. And what judgment would step from this to this? Sense, sure you have. Else could you not have motion? But sure, that sense is a pollux. For madness could not err more, nor sense to ecstasy was never so thralled, but it reserved some quantity of choice. To serve in such a difference. What devil wasn't that was half cozened you at hoodlum hoodman blind? Eyes without feeling and feeling without sight, ears without hands or eyes, smelling, sans all, or but a sickly part of one true sense could no more mope. Shame. Why, where is thy blush, rebellious hell, in thou canst muting in a matron's bones, flaming youth, let the virtue be as wax, and melt in her own fire? Proclaim no shame? Apocalypse is the sudden loss of consciousness, right? Sudden blood going to. So that's what apocalypse means. So before we go on with what Hamlet's drilling his mother with, a couple of things down here. His note over here, a thing is often said to do that which it is always causes to be done. I have no idea what the heck that means. So I just put a little question. If you're reading the notes, if you're pausing and reading notes, okay? And then the first sentence is sensation. The second refers to the mind. And that's for note 424, which is right here. Apocalypse. The sense is apoplexy, loss of consciousness resulting. I don't know where these notes come from. I know they come from the academic, and congratulations, but I don't think they're necessary for you to understand Hamlet is really teed off at his mother for marrying his uncle. Okay? And melt his fire, proclaim no shame. When the compulsive ardor gives that charge, since frost itself is actively doth burning and reason panders will. She goes, O Hamlet, speak no more. Thou turnst my eyes into my very soul. You remember what he said when he was, before she got, said that he's going to kill her. He was saying he's going to hold up a glass and let her see inside herself. And she thought that meant he's going to cut her open or whatever she thought. She started screaming, and hence Polonius got killed. Thou hast mine eyes into my very soul turned. Speak no more. And there I see such black and grained spots as will not leave their tint, right? Hamlet, no, nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an unseamed bed, stewed in corruption, honeying and making love over the nasty sty. Sty is a pig then. Speak no more, says the queen. These words are like daggers. They enter my ears. No more, sweet Hamlet. A murderer, a villain, a slave that is not 20th part of the tithe of the precedent lord, a vice of kings, a cutspur of the empire and the rule, and that from a shell of a precious diadem stole and put it in his pocket. No more. You don't have to understand that he's really ripping apart now his uncle. A king of shreds and patches. Enter the ghost. Save me, hover over me with your wings, you heavenly guards. What would your gracious figure? She doesn't see the ghost. Hamlet sees the ghost. Very important. Alas, he's mad. So he starts talking to the ghost, but she doesn't see the ghost. The question you're going to have to ask yourself in this scene is why she doesn't see the ghost? Is Hamlet seeing the ghost? And really, is there a ghost? Hamlet, do you not come your tardy son to chide? That lapsed in time and passion lets go by the important acting of your dread command? Say. So he's asking the ghost, are you coming over to ream me out because I haven't carried out your command? The ghost says, do not forget this visitation is but to whet thy almost blunted purpose. This is a reminder of your almost blunted purpose. But look, amazement on thy mother sits. Step between her and her fighting soul. Conceit in weakness bodies, strongest works. Speak to her, Hamlet. So the ghost is saying she's amazed by what you're telling her. Comfort her. Hamlet, how is it with you, lady? Queen, alas, how is it with you that you do bend your eye on vacancy? You're talking to air. And with the incorporeal air do hold discourse. Forth at your eyes your spirits wildly peep. And as the sleeping soldiers in the alarm, your bedded hair, like life in excrement, starts up and stands on end. O gentle sun, upon the heat and flame of thy distemper, sprinkle cool patience. Whereon do you look? On him! On him! Look! Look how pale he glares. His form and cause co-join preaching to stones would make them capable. Do not look upon me, lest with this piteous action you convert my stern effects. Then what have I to do will want truer color, tears perchance for blood. Who do you speak this, Queen? Hamlet, do you not see nothing there? Do you see nothing there? Nothing at all. Yet all that I see, I see nothing at all, yet all that is I see. Nor do you hear nothing. Is there you nothing here? Okay? Nothing but ourselves. Hamlet, well, look there, how it steals away, my father, in his habit as he lived. Look where he goes, even now. Out on the portal, the ghost exits. Queen, this is very coinage of your brain. This bloodless creation ecstasy is very cunning. Hamlet, ecstasy? My pulse as yours doth temperamentally keep time, and makes as helpful music. It's not madness that I have uttered. Bring me to the test, and I will matter and will reword it, which madness would gamble from. Mother, for love of grace, lay not your mattering unction to your soul, that not your trespass, but my madness speaks. It will, but skin and film an ulcerous place, while rank corruption, mining all within, infects the unseen. Confess yourself to heaven. Repent what's past, and avoid what is to come. And do not spread the compost on the weeds to make them rancor. Forgive me in this my virtue. For in the fatness of these pursy times, virtue itself of vice must pardon beg. Yea, curb and woe for leave to do him good. Queen, O Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain. Hamlet, throw away the worser part of it. You've cut my heart in half, throw away the worst part. And live with the pure, with the other half. Good night. But go not to my uncle's bed. Assume a virtue if you have it not. Assume it if you're not. That monster, custom, all sense doth eat. Of habits devil is angel yet in this. That to the use of actions fair and good, he likewise gives a frock and a livery that aptly is put on. Refrain tonight, and that shall lend a kind of easiness to the next abstinence, and the next more easy. Quit sleeping with your uncle. For use almost can change the stamp of nature, and either the devil or throw him out. With wondrous potency, once more good night. And when you are desirous to be blessed, I'll blessing beg of you, for this the same Lord, pointing to Polonius. I do repent, but heaven had pleased it so to punish me with this, and this with me, that I must be their scourge and minister. I will bestow and will answer well the death that I gave him. So again, good night. Aside to us. I must be cruel, only to be kind. Thus bad begins and worse remains behind. One word more, good lady. What shall I do? Not this by no means that I bid you to do. Let the bloat king tempt you again to bed. Pinch wanton on your cheek, call you his mouse, and let him, for the pair of reachy kisses, of patting on your neck with his damn fingers, make you to ravel at all his manner of. But I essentially am not in madness, but I am mad in craft. 'Twere good that you let me know, for who, that's but a queen, sober and wise, would from a paddock, from a bat, a jibe, such dear coverings hide. Who would do so? Now, in despite of sense and secrecy, unpeg the basket on the house's top. Let the birds fly, and let, like the famous ape, to try my conclusions in the blackest creep and break your own neck down. Queen, be thou assured, if our words be made of breath and breath of life, I have no life to breathe what thou hast said to me. Hamlet, I must to England, you know that, right? Alack, I forgot. It's so concluded on. There's letters sealed, and my two schoolfellows, whom I trust, as well as adders fanged, they hear that the mandate that must sweep my way and marshal me to knavery. Let it work, for it's to sport to have the engineer hoist his own petar. Petar is a case containing explosives, and shall go hard, but I will delve 1 yard below their minds, and blow them up at the moon. Oh, 'tis most sweet when in one line two crafts directly meet. This man shall send me packing. I'll lug the guts into the neighbor room. Mother, good night. Indeed, this counselor is now most still, most secret, and most grave, who was in life a foolish, prating knave. Come, sir, to draw toward an end with you. Good night, mother. He exits, Hamlet dragging in Polonius. They go, severally, Hamlet dragging Polonius. I'm going to go back here for a moment. I essentially am not in madness, but mad in craft. This is very important in your decision. In your decision, I am not in madness, but mad in craft. It's very important because you're trying to decide if he's nuts or not, right? I hope so. And apparently he does know he's going to England. Somehow between when the king told Rosencrantz and Guildenstern that he's going to give him a commission, Hamlet found out about it, although we don't see that. See, there's a lot of action that happens off-site, and you have to read carefully and listen carefully to understand the movement of these characters when they're not in front of you. But I'm going to go back one more time because you're still trying to decide. The key here, if Hamlet's crazy or not, one of the keys is this ghost reappearance. When the ghost reappears, that ghost reappears and is not seen by the mother, but it is seen by Hamlet. It's very important. If the mother doesn't see him, but the three people, Horatio and the two guards and Hamlet saw him, so four people saw that ghost and heard the ghost. Hamlet had a discussion with the ghost, and the others heard him when he was saying, "Mark me," but the lady doesn't hear, his mother doesn't see the ghost or hear the ghost. So this guy here who does these notes said we should call this a subjective ghost that is existing only in the imagination of the beholder. I don't think so. I don't think so. Why do I say I don't think so? Well, beware of adjectives. When somebody starts using adjectives and explanations to qualify something, like it's a ghost. The play says there's a ghost. The play in Act 1 said there's a ghost. Clearly, exit ghost, enter ghost. The ghost is there, right? And the ghost talks. Talked in the first act when he talked to Hamlet, or second act, whatever, and he's talking now to Hamlet. And when he talks, sometimes people hear him, sometimes people don't. Well, in this case, his mother doesn't even see the ghost. That doesn't mean the ghost is not there. This cannot be just in his head. So when he says it's a subjective ghost, when you read notes like this, because you're going to go on the internet, hopefully, and start looking and examining and asking Google, well, was there really a ghost, blah, blah, blah. When you start getting the answers from Google, I want you to pay careful attention to the script. What's in this script? What are you reading? What is Shakespeare written and the third-person narrator telling us? That there is, in fact, a ghost, right? The words here are put into the ghost's mouth must be regarded as merely the echo of Hamlet's own thoughts. That's not true. That's wrong. To say that is wrong. That's an interpretation. Let me qualify that. It's not wrong. It's an interpretation. It happens to be the wrong interpretation, in Jimmy's opinion, and your opinion, perhaps. Don't forget, there's a lot of things in heaven and earth that we don't understand in our philosophies, right? So this is an important scene because he kills Polonius. Now, killing Polonius, just he doesn't know who's behind the curtain when he strikes out at that curtain and he kills him. And he says afterwards, is it the king? He's hoping that it's probably, maybe the king, but it's Polonius. So he makes a mistake. That's the act of a madman, isn't it? You can now say, well, Hamlet's mad. Or is he just carrying out the commandment of the ghost to take revenge? I don't know. This is a complex character. He kills, and then he reams his mother out. I mean, he's just crucifies her with words till the ghost has to stop him and pull him back. Say, it's not your mother's fault. Whatever. Okay. There's another little note down here. Blah, 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 blah. Sir John Suckling, one of his letters. He's a poet. Thank you. This is Jimmy. You've been reading with Jimmy. This was Act 3, Scene 3, right? Isn't that what we read? Act 3, Scene 3, right? Or Scene 4. It was Scene 4. Boy, we're making great progress, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for reading. My email is jimmy@readingwithjimmy.com. Jimmy at readingwithjimmy.com. Thanks for coming by. See you soon.